This is your news source evening bulletin for today, Tuesday, the 31st day of August in the year 2021. I'm Gordon Mosley reporting, and here's what we're tracking tonight. Three of Guyana's largest trade unions, the Guyana Trades Union Congress, the Guyana Public Service Union, and the Guyana Teachers Union have joined forces in a court action against the government over its vaccination policy, which has resulted in hundreds of workers who are unvaccinated against COVID-19 being locked out of their jobs. The court action names the Attorney General Adel Nandlal as the respondent on behalf of the Guyana government. The three unions are seeking a number of orders, declarations, and injunctions. Through attorney Darren Wade, the unions want the court to declare that the health emergency measures made by the President of Guyana and published in the official gazette was made in excess of the President's jurisdiction under Section 21 of the Public Health Ordinance. The presidential declaration was first made under former President David Granger and continues under the current President Irfan Ali. The applicants contend that although there is a central board of health, the President and the Minister of Health have not relied on that board for advice and recommendations as is required by the Constitution. The attorney contends that the declaration made by the President amounts to an unconstitutional delegation of the President's powers and infringes on the Constitution. Additionally, Attorney Wade contends that there was an improper delegation of powers. He wants the court to declare the emergency measures later issued to be invalid. The unions, through the attorney, want the court to quash the gazetted orders since they contend they were unconstitutional in the first place, pointing out that the Central Board of Health has no authority to delegate its powers to a third party. The attorney wants the court to also grant an interim injunction prohibiting the state of Guyana, its agents, and authorized entities from implementing Section 17 of the COVID-19 emergency measures until the determination of the application to the court. Section 17 refers to the requirement that a person must be vaccinated against COVID-19 to be allowed access to a government ministry or agency, or they should make an appointment. Government ministries and agencies have been using that requirement to get staffers vaccinated. Unvaccinated staffers have been locked out from their jobs at a number of government offices. Citizens who are unvaccinated have also found themselves being denied access to government offices to transact business and government services. The application wants the court to grant an order prohibiting the implementation of the vaccination requirement. Additionally, the court is being asked to order that the state bears the cost of the COVID-19 testing regimen for employees of the state who are required to take the COVID-19 tests as a condition of their employment with the state. The action by the three unions comes as the government continues its push to get more persons vaccinated, and as various government departments and agencies demand that staff members be vaccinated or start producing regular negative COVID-19 test results at their own cost. Attorney Darren Wade.
The Public Health Ordinance gave the President the authority, limited authority rather, whenever there's an emergency to grant limited orders. The President in that order would have delegated those authorities to the Minister of Health. It is our respectful opinion that that delegation by the President is unlawful because it comes into conflict with Article 111 of the Constitution of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana.
The government has come under criticism from the unions over its position. More news coming up in just a moment.
I swear you're always late, Mom. Told you 2 hours ago I'm coming to take you on the road and you still ain't ready yet?
Not today. I know you're looking, I gotta pay my phone bill and my internet bill and I can't find it in the post. You bring it just the other day, man.
Like I said, you're always late. You know GTT sending you bills straight to your WhatsApp now with their new WhatsApp billing service? Let me show you how to sign up on the website. No more querying at the office. Doesn't matter if bills come late in the mail anymore. Even if you lose again at the house, all you need to do from now on is open WhatsApp to access your monthly bills.
No, you can tell me that.
Take a shot, take a shot, take a shot, get back to your life. Take a shot, take a shot, take a shot, get back to your life. Take a shot, take a shot, take a shot, get back to your life. Take a shot, take a shot, take a shot, get back to your life.
A message from Republic Bank.
We've
news. All 12-ounce yellow cab Buster are now only $100. Buster, live in
Come
full
get your
color.
Buster, Buster $100. Come get your Buster, Buster $100. I'm in a rush. Digital got me in a rush. Driving style for the summer. Digital summer rush.
Nobody's doing it big like Digicel this summer. Top up with $1,000 or more and collect the letters to spell the word RUSH for a chance to win one of 3 brand new Toyota Rush SUVs. Yes, you heard it right. 3 brand new Toyota Rush SUVs.
Driving style for the summer. Hey, Digicel summer rush.
Start topping up now.
My name is Malkia. I have taken the vaccine and today I am fully vaccinated. When the vaccine arrives for the adolescent, I will ensure that my daughter takes the vaccine. We all know that COVID is real and I want her to be safe and protected. Parents, I encourage you to have your child vaccinated.
Let GBTI make your dreams of owning a home a reality. Buy or build your home with us. Let us help you to completely outfit your home and make it move-in ready. Need to purchase land? We finance that too. Benefit from our 10% down payment and interest rates as low as 4.25%. Calculated on the reducing balance with up to 30 years to repay. Switch your mortgage to us and learn about benefiting from the equity in your home. Invest wisely. Apply online or call your branch to schedule an appointment. GBTI, we see Guyana through your eyes.
As COVID-19 cases and hospitalizations continue to rise, Health Minister Dr. Frank Anthony expressed concern today that a trend can overwhelm and overcrowd the public healthcare system. He said there are almost 2,000 active COVID-19 cases around the country.
Over the last 24 hours, we would have seen 145 active cases, new cases being discovered. And so the numbers are climbing. We are seeing more people getting infected. And it is also very worrying because if we don't manage this carefully, our hospitals can easily become overwhelmed.
As it stands, there are 111 persons who are hospitalized with the virus, with 80 of those persons at the Ocean View facility. That facility, the minister pointed out, can accommodate some 200 patients. There are currently 33 persons in the COVID ICU, which has a capacity of 40 persons. The minister said the ministry is working to expand the ICU to include an additional 10 beds and an additional 50 beds at the Ocean View facility also.
It is going to be challenging going forward as we get more and more hospitalization. We have already spoken about other contingencies where we might have, if it becomes necessary, close some of the services at other hospitals and convert those hospitals solely for COVID patients. So if it becomes necessary, that is what we'll have to do. And then, of course, we'll activate the field hospital as well.
As a result of the worrying trend, the minister is once again pleading with persons to take all precautions and follow all measures, as he assured the Delta variant of the virus, which is faster spreading and deadlier, is in Guyana.
So I really want people to understand that we are in a Delta surge. We are going to see more cases, unfortunately more hospitalizations and more deaths. We can prevent these things from happening by our actions.
Guyana has seen more COVID-19 cases and deaths in the past 5 months than it did in the first year of the pandemic. Let's tell you now that with the garbage disposal problem already plaguing the city and neighboring areas, more problems may be on the horizon for garbage collection, as the local government ministry has instructed that only vaccinated garbage collectors be allowed access to the Haig-Bosch dump site behind Eccles. The new requirement resulted in packed garbage trucks being turned away this morning, as many of the workers on the trucks are unvaccinated. Workers from mostly the private garbage collectors were affected. They were denied access to the dump site to empty the trucks. With their trucks lined up to the entrance to the dump site, the affected workers complained that they cannot understand the decision to lock them out, since they do not work at the dump site full-time.
Even if you plan on locking the gate and they thought they're coming on vaccine we on site, they should have given me a warning. Right? Not that we work yesterday and come today and the gate locked. Right? They should have given me a notice that on such date that we will be locking the gate if it doesn't go and get yourself vaccine, if they change plan from coming. Right? So that is what really get me out here this morning.
Now if you take the vaccine now and people fall, remember now we working inside a rubbish, we working there, we done getting we own sickness there too. Right? And it's not fair to we for face this vaccine more stronger than we right now. More stronger than mostly the people them inside of there also too. Them will notify us about the vaccine. They say people gonna come on the site, test we and give we this vaccine. We was waiting on it up to yesterday. We work, everybody working. We didn't expect coming and seeing this gate lock this morning.
If something going down, by rights, they could bring in the medic, they could bring in the doctors, just like how they normally come on a month. Not come telling people just so suddenly, so you gotta take an injection or else you can't go in on site and work. That means you bullying me. You can't bully people. If me want to take the vaccine, is somewhere else God gonna work it out, but you can't bully people and tell people they can't work without the vaccine. All the time we working and we living without this vaccine, and still I take to God, if me take it, I still gonna live more long. You take it, you're gonna dead. You take it, you're still gonna dead. So we the big fuss over the vaccine. People need to work, people got families.
Yes, I think they should really come and sort out a proper idea, because this is who is really depend on. And I feel that they should really try to work out a system. And I don't really think that they should really think how they're supposed to do it. This is all I gotta say. They should find a better system where they could deal with people, man.
Solid Waste Manager for the Georgetown City Council, Walter Narine, told News Source that most of the City Council drivers and loaders have already been vaccinated, so they will not be affected. However, he noted that some of the contracting companies involved in garbage collection for the city and privately will now have to ensure that their staff members be vaccinated.
It shouldn't affect us that badly because most of our drivers are vaccinated. This morning, one of my drivers turned up there, but his vaccinated card was left in his vehicle at work. So it wouldn't affect us that much, right? Because we would have taken the position to have our drivers and loaders vaccinated from a very long time ago. It's raised by the private contractors, right? I think they are trying to address that with the ministry presently to see a way forward. I know the National Task Force and the COVID guidelines are very clear. So it's just that, as a matter of fact, we have to be supportive and we have to comply. So all my drivers and loaders most of our loaders are fully compliant with the COVID plan.
The Solid Waste Manager explained that 2 weeks ago there was a meeting at the landfill site and the companies that use the site were informed of the new vaccination requirement, which falls under the government's national vaccination policy. The Georgetown Public Hospital Corporation has announced that it has launched a full investigation into the circumstances that led to the death of former Chief Magistrate Cecil Sullivan in his car outside the Georgetown Hospital. Mr. Sullivan was rushed to the hospital by his family members yesterday after encountering breathing problems at home. The 88-year-old man was tested positive for COVID-19 a week ago and was told to isolate himself at home. The family said he was doing just that, but on Monday, the family made a decision to take him to the Georgetown Hospital as his breathing worsened. They said calls to the COVID-19 hotline provided very little help, other than advice for him to be administered vitamin C and Panadol. According to a relative, when they arrived at the hospital, they were directed to the East Street entrance, which has a COVID-19 triage center. Although the man was in respiratory distress and could not walk, the family was told to find a porter and a wheelchair to get him into the triage area. The relative recounted that while they were able to locate a wheelchair, they were unable to locate a porter. By the time they rushed back to the car to get him into the hospital's compound, Sullivan was already dead. In a statement last evening, the hospital extended sympathy to the family of the former chief magistrate and announced the launching of the investigation into the circumstances that led to his death. The relative said he received his first shot of COVID-19 vaccine in May, but was unable to get his second dose because of its unavailability. He got a Sputnik vaccine. They said he went back for his second dose on at least 2 occasions, but was told that there was none available at those times. Tragic news to report right now. Photographer and former general manager of the Guyana National Printers Limited, Angel Thompson, perished in an early morning fire this morning at his Campbellville home after becoming trapped in the house. The 76-year-old man reportedly managed to get his wife and other family members out of the burning building at John and Stone Avenue, Campbellville. He reportedly ran back into the house to grab personal belongings, but became trapped instead and never made it out. The fire service was summoned to the scene of the fire just after 2 o'clock this morning, after a fire was noticed in the wooden house. Reports suggest that an alarm was raised after a relative spotted the fire after hearing a loud sound. Thompson hurried his family members out of the burning building, but died in an attempt to secure some of the family's personal belongings. Most of the family's belongings went up in flames as the entire house was gutted. A full investigation is underway as the family mourns.
I was awoken by a loud noise. My son called me, and then we went into the room. We saw a blazing fire on the mattress, and the fire started walking up the wall. So by the time we tried to see if we could have outed the fire, we had to start waking up everybody to get out. In the process, while my mother was coming down, my father was behind her, and he turned back, and he was trapped in the fire.
Mr. Thompson worked for several years at the Guyana National Printers Limited, retiring as a general manager. He later took up photography and worked as a photographer for more than 15 years, working many weekends in the botanical gardens. He was the recipient of a national award for his years of service at the Guyana National Printers Limited. The appeal court this afternoon reduced the jail sentences handed down to the mother and stepfather convicted of murdering their daughter, teenager Nisa Gopal, to 45 years each. The 16-year-old Queen's College student was brutally murdered and her body dumped in 2010. 5 years later, in 2015, the mother, Bibi Gopal, and stepfather, Barry Small, were convicted of the murder. The mother was originally sentenced to 106 years in jail, while the stepfather was sentenced to 96 years in jail. The Western Marara couple appealed the conviction and sentences. The court upheld the convictions but reduced the sentences to 45 years in jail each. The court found that the original sentences handed down by Justice Navindra Singh were excessive, hence the decision to reduce them. The 2 convicts will not get any shot at parole and will have to serve out their full 45-year sentence. The disappearance and murder of the teenage girl gripped the nation just over a decade ago. Her body was later found stuffed in a suitcase at a creek along the Linden-Suslike Highway. It was suspected that she was murdered by the 2 because she reportedly knew that they were also responsible for the murder of the mother's previous husband. Police investigators in Region 1 have arrested a Venezuelan national who was found with 2 unlicensed shotguns in his possession in the Northwest District on Monday. According to a police statement, the man, Elvis Bortolo Pacheco, was spotted by ranks along an access trail, and further investigations revealed that he had a 12-gauge shotgun and a 16-gauge shotgun in his possession. The serial numbers for both weapons were scratched off, according to the police. The 56-year-old man was immediately arrested and told of the offense of possession of unlicensed firearms. He has since been transferred to Matthews Ridge, where he's expected to face the court. The police said the Venezuelan man worked as a miner in both Guyana and neighboring Venezuela.
Hi Guyana, this is Tamika Marshall, and I'm here to bring you some need-to-know information on the CDC. So first off, what is the CDC? The CDC, our Civil Defense Commission, is responsible for disaster risk management in Guyana and offers support when affected by floods, droughts, health hazards, oil spills, etc. It's important to know that disaster risk management extends to every individual, family, community, government, and private sector organizations. I think we can all agree that prevention is better than cure. So what can we all do as individuals to reduce our impact on disasters? Let's look at our most common and frequent hazard, flooding. By law, every individual is responsible for cleaning their drains in front of their homes and parapet. You'll find that improper garbage disposal will result in clogged drainage. So when it rains, there's a flood. Let's do our little part by using trash cans and disposing of our waste properly to reduce and prevent flooding. Want to do even more? Then join the CDC Volunteer Corps. I myself just joined actually. For more information and live updates on the CDC, follow them on Facebook and Instagram and check out their website, cdc.gy.
CDC, here protecting all the way from any emergency.
It's one of your biggest goals, getting your own home, where memories are made, where happiness lives. You may feel that home ownership or renovation is beyond your reach, but we at Republic want you to know that there's always a way. Ask us about our suite of mortgages. Let's help make your housing wishes come true. Or advise on how the equity in your existing home can finance other dreams and goals. Call or go online to learn more.
We've got exciting news! All 12-ounce yellow cab Buster are now only $100. Buster, live in
Come
full
get
color.
your Buster, Buster $100. Come get your Buster, Buster $100.
We are legions of men standing strong, but never too proud to stoop and help someone. We must send a clear signal to all. Do right, walk in upright ways, knowing that's what being a man is all about. And ever aware that things will only get worse when good men do nothing. Stand strong, be the one to live right.
I swear you're always late, Mom. Told you 2 hours ago I'm coming to take you on the road and you still ain't ready yet?
Not today. I hear you looking, I gotta pay my phone bill and my internet bill and I can't find it in the post. You bring it just the other day, man.
Like I said, you're always late. You know GTT sending you bills straight to your WhatsApp now with their new WhatsApp billing service? Let me show you how to sign up on the website. No more querying at the office. Doesn't matter if bills come late in the mail anymore. Even if you lose it again at the house, all you need to do from now on is open WhatsApp to access your monthly bills.
No, you can tell me that.
Fuel it up and drive, super 95 to the. Fuel it up and drive, super 95 to the. Protect your fuel system, boy. High mileage and performance, boy.
Guyoil Super 95 gasoline gives you more reasons to drive and is available at 56 service stations nationwide. For affordable price, high performance, and high mileage, choose Guyoil's Super 95 gasoline.
Fuel it up and drive.
Across the region tonight in Barbados, classes will be fully online when schools in the island begin the new academic year on the 20th of September, the Minister of Education in Barbados has announced. The decision comes amid a new strong surge of COVID infections across the island, apparently linked to the highly contagious Delta variant, which has affected more children. A number of schools, including the Darrell Jordan Secondary and the Blackman and Gullah Primary, have been pressed into service as isolation services. The Education Minister said a number of schools have been pressed into service as isolation centers because of the increase in cases across Barbados. Over 100 students are now in isolation across the various centers. But the minister explained that as the surge of COVID-19 cases continues, more schools may be drafted to assist the Ministry of Health. In Central America, a Guatemalan judge has ordered two high-ranking ex-generals to stand trial on genocide charges from 4 decades ago, as the Central American country grapples with past massacres of mostly indigenous people during a brutal civil war. In his ruling, the judge authorized the trial and accusations that the two former generals, Manuel Benedicto Lucas and Manuel Antonio, committed genocide crimes against humanity and forced kidnapping from 1978 to 1982, in a case where more than 1,700 people were killed over 31 separate massacres. The killings took place in the country's northern region, home to many indigenous people. Lucas was the third-ranking army officer at the time of the alleged crimes, as well as brother of then-President Romeo Lucas, while the other general was in charge of national intelligence. The two men could not be reached for comment on the judge's order. And finally tonight, international news. U.S. President Joe Biden has defended his decision to withdraw U.S. troops from Afghanistan, a move which led to Taliban militants returning to power. Staying longer was not an option, Mr. Biden said in an address to the nation, a day after the end of a 20-year U.S. presence in Afghanistan. He praised U.S. troops for organizing an airlift of more than 120,000 people wishing to flee the Taliban regime. The Islamist militants have been celebrating what they call a victory. U.S.-led troops went into Afghanistan in 2001, ousting the Taliban in wake of the devastating 9/11 attacks, blamed on Al-Qaeda, a militant jihadist group then based in the Asian country. Mr. Biden has been widely criticized at home and by his allies over the abrupt manner of the U.S. withdrawal, which led to the unexpected collapse of the Afghan security forces U.S. troops had trained and funded for years. And that's your News Source Evening Bulletin for tonight. I'm Gordon Mosley, reporting and encouraging you to stay safe.